Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the Ageless Fan, and I'm back today with another review. And today I decided I'm going to try to finish my Karate Kid movie review so I can move on to my second third rant, and we'll be okay. I'm actually watching Cobra Kai right now because I have finished all three movies. So yeah, I did finish Cobra Kai season 1, so I'm going to be doing a review about that because I have a lot of things to say about season 1. I'm currently on season 2. I'm on episode 8 or 7, and I should get it going. I come on here and talk about Cobra Kai. I mean, I did watch the last season with my sister without even knowing what was going on in the other seasons, so I might not watch season 6 because there's really no point because I literally just finished that whole season with my sister. Literally, just finished the whole season. So I'm probably gonna watch seasons 1 through 5 and then come up here and review them. But I am gonna give my review on season 6 because I did watch it. So just know. But today I'm here to review and give my thoughts on Karate Kid 2. And Karate Kid 2 came out in 1986, and it still stars, Ralph Macchio and Pat. I cannot pronounce the last name. I'm sorry, but the guy played Mr. Miyagi. So Karate Kid 2. Did I like it or did I not like it? I thought this movie was meh. I honestly do not understand why this movie really needs a sequel because the first movie is just really perfect. Like, I've already explained why I like it so much. It's really just a good underdog story following Daniel and him just following his character. Like, I just feel like that was just such a great movie to leave it at. With him winning the tournament, it was just a great movie to leave it, the first one. The problem I have with the second movie is that they decided to take the focus off of Daniel, who is the main character, and put it all on Miss Miyagi, which I don't have a problem with that. I like as much as the next person. I think he's very sweet. I think he's very generous. I think he's very down to earth, and I think he's a very good spiritual person. But the reason for him going all the way out to Okinawa wasn't even the real reason he went down there. We were told that he had to go down there because his father is dying. The girl that he was in love with 18 years ago before he met his wife left him a letter saying that his father is dying and his last wish is to see his son before he dies. But what Mr. Miyagi did not tell Daniel is that he got some unfinished beef with his best friend Tahoe, and it turns out that the girl that he was in love with, Kiki, I don't remember some of these people's names. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try to remember the best I can. The girl that he was in love with was arranged to get married to his best friend, and when he found out they were sticking around behind his back, he wanted to always get his revenge back on Mr. Nagi. And I'm sorry, but I'm all in for love triangles as much as the next person, but when you watch the movie, him and this girl don't even interact. Nothing. Like, she don't even care about Tahoe. So for him to be hanging on to something that happened 18 years ago, when you and this girl are not even together, y'all not even chatting up, nothing, it's just ridiculous to me. Like, it's so uninteresting. And like the whole movie, he keeps poking the bear, he keeps trying to poke Miyagi into fighting him, and like, I don't care for it. Like, the movie is very kind of boring. To me, it feels like I'm watching like a Discovery Channel. Like, it's just a lot of walking around and like knowing this and knowing that and knowing that and this. It's just like, did I come here to watch a movie or did I come here to watch a nature documentary? And that's what it mostly felt like. It felt like Daniel and Mr. Nagi were just walking around for hours. It was just kind of very boring, and I just don't understand what was the point in making a sequel, because it was just a very waste of time to me. I feel like taking the focus off your main character makes no sense to me. It makes zero sense. Yes, Daniel, he was in his movie, he did get screen time, but it's like he didn't really maybe to everybody it's like, okay, what else do we need to know about him as a character? But if you're going to make it a trilogy, you should do more with the character. You should expand the character a little bit more. I mean, can you not do that? I understand that Mr. Nagi was his mentor and his trainer, and we should try to see more about his background, which I understand that, but they took the focus off Daniel way too much in this movie. It's like if you watched the Halloween series, and the biggest problem people had with Halloween 2018 was that it wasn't about Michael Myers, it was mostly about Laurie. And that's one of the biggest things that I hear people complain about. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem I have with H2O, honestly. If I'm going to keep it real, I have a big problem with H2O because I understand that Laurie was the victim in the situation with Michael Myers, but Michael Myers is the main character. I want to know Michael Myers. I want to see Michael Myers. I don't want to I understand that Laurie is a victim and that she is a character, but she's not the main character. That's what I'm trying to say. I understand Mr. Nagi, he is a character, but he's not the main character. And like, Daniel didn't really he didn't really elevate in this movie. He didn't really grow. Like, we didn't see a different aspect of the character outside of his chemistry with Kimiko, which I thought they had really great chemistry. They were easily the best thing about Karate Kid 2. I absolutely love those things together, and like, I definitely ship them more than I ship him and Allie. Like, when I watched the first movie, I was like, oh, Team Allie. But when I watched Karate Kid 2, I'm like, oh no, I'm Team Kimiko. I'm Team Kimiko. I'm Team that. I'm Team her and Daniel. They definitely should have been in game. And Karate Kid 3 ruined that, which I gotta talk about Karate Kid 3. That movie is so dumb. It's no reason for that movie to even exist. But like, they were easily the best thing about this movie. Him and Kimiko, their chemistry, their interactions, just everything. You could tell that chemistry between Ralph and the actress. I don't know her name. You could tell that chemistry was real, and they built on it. And I really did like it. I really love the chemistry between the two of them. I just really feel like Daniel, he was sidelined way too much in this movie. So the villain Chosen, I did hear one guy in a review say that he felt like Chosen was just over the top and like it was just ridiculous. Do I think it was over the top? Yeah, like for him to keep coming at Daniel, he really had like no real issue with Daniel outside the fact that his uncle and Mr. Nagi had these. He had no real issue with Daniel really, but I guess they had to give Daniel something because they didn't really have nothing. He really didn't have nothing to do when he came down here. Outside of him finding another love interest, it's like I don't want to keep seeing him fall in love with somebody. I'm sorry, but I want to see him elevate as a character. Like in the first movie, he was bullied. He learned how to do karate. He hated living down there. He hated the fact that his mom moved him down there without his opinion on it. Like, there was so much in the first movie, and like, I will say the second movie did have heart, just like the first movie did, which is something I did forget, that the first movie had so much heart. The second movie did have a lot of heart in it, but the title of the movie is called Karate Kid. There was no karate in this movie. There was no karate. There was no karate training. There was no aspect of karate in this movie at fucking all. You cannot fool me at all in telling me that there was any aspect of karate. There was no karate. There was none of that in this movie. None of it. None. I did like the final battle with him and Chosen. Like, it wasn't bad. Everybody waving those little, I'm gonna call them the little rattles to get Daniel, to get him back on his feet and rise up. Like, it wasn't bad. It was hard. But I feel like this movie just didn't have a storyline. Like, there was no real plot, and like, they kind of had to do it the best they could because people were clamoring for a sequel because the first movie did so great. And it's just like, just because a first movie does so good doesn't mean you have to force people into getting a sequel. And this is honestly, to me, one of the most wasteful sequels. A sequel that doesn't really need to exist. Like, is this a movie that I'll ever watch again? Yes, but I'll only watch it for Daniel and Kimiko's moments because, like I said, they are the best thing about this movie to me. Honestly, when I was watching it, I was thinking like, is the movie gonna start soon? Like, is the storyline is it gonna start? Because I'm getting a little bit annoyed at the fact that they're walking around. Like, it's nothing going on. They're just walking around, talking about this plant, talking about the crops, talking about the carrots. It's like, are y'all gonna do something? Is there gonna be a storyline? Like, I understand this, that they don't know they came down there to do Okinawa, and it's like, of course you want to experiment culture. Of course. I mean, of course, who wouldn't want to do that? If I travel, I want to know the different cultures. But he came down here because he was supposed to come down because his father is sick. And like that storyline didn't even get nothing in the second movie. Him and his dad don't even interact. They don't talk. They had one whole scene, and that was when his father died, literally. And to me, I feel like outside of the Kimiko and Daniel stuff, I still do think that Ralph and Pat have great on-screen chemistry. The dynamic between Daniel and Miss Miyagi is very genuine, and I definitely think it is the heart and soul of the series. And the scene on the rock when they talk about him losing his father, I teared up watching it because it was such a very genuine scene, and it was really just a good scene. I feel like it had the most heart in it, and like I said, the movie did have heart, but it didn't have as much heart as the first one in my opinion. Argue with the wall, argue with me, but the scene when they did talk on the rock, I did tear up when I watched it because it was very, the fact that Pat didn't talk at all in the scene and him getting teared up by the things that Daniel was saying, it was just like, how can you not cry? Because it is a good acting scene, Daniel being there for him and just letting him know that you don't have to feel guilty about not being there. He knows that you were a good son, and even though you couldn't manage to be there all those years, you came down here to fulfill his final wish, and that was to be with him until his death, which they didn't do nothing with. I was expecting him to be around his dad a little bit more, but no. Instead of him being around his dad who's dying, they decided to focus on his long-lasting relationship with the girl, which that really got no screen time either. I couldn't really tell you, like, okay, what's the love story there? Like, why are you so hung on this girl? It's like they don't even have, I didn't really get a chance to see no real chemistry or no real relationship. But Daniel and Kimiko, that to me was like the big, that to me, outside of the stuff with, like I said, Ralph and Pat have great chemistry. They're the heart and soul of the series. But I feel like Daniel and Kimiko, their interactions to me were the best thing about the whole movie, in my opinion. That was either the best thing. That's the only reason for me to go back and watch it. I can really care less about anything else going on in this film, so I'm gonna keep it up. And I feel like them taking attention off Daniel as a character and putting on Miss Miyagi was a very bad idea. And the reason I heard why they did it was because Pat, who plays Miyagi, he earned an award for being a great character on screen, and it's just like I said, it would be like, it would you take the main character off somebody and put it on someone else who's just in, I don't want to say Mr. Nagi is not as important as Daniel, but Daniel is the main character, and that's just where it lays with me, is that if he's the main character, we should be focusing on what's going to make him elevate as a main character, not the other way around. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Karate Kid 2. I think it was just a mixed bag of a movie. I really feel like it had no storyline, no plot, and no direction. And I really feel like it was just really a worthless sequel. Like, this is a sequel to me that is very forgetful. And I feel like I said, outside of Daniel and Mitsunagi and their chemistry, and Daniel and Kimiko's chemistry, there's a reason to watch this movie, because it doesn't have a plot, in my opinion. Is it more watchable than Karate Kid 3? Fuck yes. God, yes. Absolutely yes. But it's still meh at the end of the day. It's still a meh movie. Like, when I want to watch Karate Kid, I don't think of Karate Kid 2. I think of Karate Kid 1, and pretty much only 1. But if I'm going to watch Karate Kid 2, it's only for Daniel and Kimiko and Daniel and Tsunagi's dynamic. But other than that, no other reason. Like I said, there's no karate in this movie, and it's called The Karate Kid. There's no karate, there's barely any fighting until the very last scene, and I feel like the whole Daniel and Chosen thing, that to me just felt like it was very wasteful, because Chosen really had no reason to not like him, outside the fact that, like I said, that his uncle and Mr. Nagi was beaten. So, but I know Chosen is in the series, he's very hilarious, very funny, and I do like him and Daniel's dynamic in the TV show, in Cobra Kai. I just really feel like the beef between them was just very unnecessary. It wasn't even that strong for them to have an all-out battle. If we're going to be real, it wasn't even that big of a deal to have an all-out battle. But whatever. I do think the movie did have heart, and that's just basically my review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.